recording, by the way.
Okay,
I'm so happy that my face acne is covered right now.
Nice.
I know. By the way, you're talking about extensions. I
want to work on my hot girl. I want to work
we
on my
want
hotness
a hot girl,
level.
Hot girl summer.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what we're striving
hot girl
for.
summer.
That's what I want.
I want to work on my hotness level. I want to be like, I'm sorry, but is this even a thing? Fuck girl hot. You know, there's fuck boys. What is a fuck boy? I don't really know.
No, fuck boy's not good. That's a guy that like fucks with girls. Like you're a fuck boy.
Mentally, or just goes and has sex with them.
Mentally, physically, like, oh, he's a fuck boy. It's like not a guy that like you would want to seriously date.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be a fuck girl then.
But maybe fuck girl has a better.
People kindly.
But maybe fuck girl has a better, association, or we can make it be positive.
I don't know. I feel like it's already a bad connotation just because it's like already probably like built off of fuck boys. So bottom line, I want a hot girl summer. By the way, extensions.
You want to laugh?
I want my teeth whitened.
You want to laugh? First of all, our hair is the same length right now.
I got it cut.
It looks nice.
Did you go to short for me? Yeah, I went. Yeah.
Okay, so I was just there. I did my roots because I get grays. Probably it's like genetics plus stress.
Yeah.
So I did my roots, and I literally just asked her this week. I was like, I really want to get extensions.
Yeah, I'll go if you go.
I know, but she quoted me a price, and it was like astronomical. I'm like, I'm not
spending.
What's
it? I want to know.
It's gonna
over
be like,
500.
Yes, absolutely. But we have different hair, so I don't know. Maybe every hair is different. Mine would.
Are your extensions going to be? Because you have curly hair. Do they have curly extensions?
So I guess she would maybe do wavy. Because my hair, I do the straightening, so it's not so curly anymore. But you would actually look amazing with extensions. Mine, it would be hard because the what's it called? The texture of the extensions, no matter what, I think will always be less coarse than my hair. So it might be look a little off. So yours would look really good.
So fun fact.
She has. That's why her hair
looks
so
really?
amazing.
Her hair looks so good.
I asked her.
But really fun fact or just cool story is that we both found out that we go to the same hairdresser. Like after the fact, without knowing.
We're gonna do a hot girl summer.
Yeah.
Even if I don't get extensions.
So extensions down to like we're here.
Yeah, I always think like below the boob.
Just like straight.
Yeah.
Hi, honey.
Oh, hello.
Okay, reel it in. Bring us home. What are we talking about today?
Well, our first topic is, which we think a lot of moms would find this very relatable, is when you disagree with your significant other about parenting.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest contention in my marriage. That it's not all the time. There are times where we agree. There's times where it's like, oh yes, okay, I agree with the way that you dealt with this or the way you handled this or whatever. But the times that we don't agree, that probably is what causes the most bickering or fighting amongst each other. And it definitely causes stress in the relationship when that happens. I mean, in the end, you work through things and you come to a point of agreement, but it's not easy. And I think a lot of moms can relate to this because you're very different typically than the person that you marry. So you're not going to agree always on the way that you discipline your kids, reward your kids, anything like that. And it's not always easy. What are your thoughts about it?
It's really hard because you're coming with two different truths and two different point of views. And the bottom line is that no one's really wrong and no one's really right, but you have to remember that you're working towards the same goal.
Right.
And so that's when you're in the middle of it and you're furious because you're like, how can you not clearly see this? The bottom line is take the time to remember the goal and you're on the same team. So I once read something, there's a conflict and say the conflict's in the middle and you're here and he's here. Well, you should both have, instead of the conflict in the middle, you should be conflict and you guys on the same side.
Right. Working
through a conflict. Now, that's really nice in theory, but I just think you have to go through the natural coming to terms to work with each other, but it's so much easier said than done. And I think time's a big factor here. I think time is on your side,
Absolutely.
So use that to your advantage. If it takes 10 days for you guys to see eye to eye, then it takes 10 days for you guys to see eye to eye, and perhaps the next time it will shorten. But I don't know, I feel like you need to stay true to yourself and how you feel and, your convictions. And what do you think?
I think so too. It's actually funny you said 10 days because our last argument about it took us a week to work through it. We practically didn't speak for a week because we were both pissed off at each other.
But that's hard tension.
No, it's hard, and it made my week feel crappy because this is the person that you need. 1 second, I'm gonna pause for a second. Close your door. My son's not sleeping yet, so I'm just telling him to close his door so he goes. Close your door fully. We didn't speak for like a week, and it was just like one of those weeks where you just feel blah, because that doesn't feel great to not talk to the person that you're living with for a week over something like this. Every time we get into an argument about it and I share with my mom, she always is like, I taught your dad how to be a parent.
Oh, is that what your mom says?
Yeah,
Your mom is
absolutely.
Great advice.
She's
your
like,
mom's awesome.
She's very into expressing when you do not agree. She thinks that most men need to learn how to parent, that they don't have the same patience level as women. They don't understand a lot of it, and that they basically need to be taught. She's not saying every man.
Yeah.
But if you're in a situation where you feel that you need to give guidance, then she's like, frickin' do it. Like, don't hold back.
And I do think that there's different levels of what you need to guide on. Like, I have to give my husband some serious kudos. He's very involved, and he's very watching me, so he knows what I need help with. He'll ask, do you need help with anything, like before I go lie down? It's really a house built off equality, so I have a very different dynamic at home. We both work, we both do the dishwasher, we both take care of the kids, we both do drop off and pick up. I think based on your dynamic, it can make it harder.
Our dynamic is very different because I'm basically the parent most of the time. My husband works a lot. So I am good cop, bad cop. And when he's around, I sort of want to take the pressure off being the bad cop and be more the good cop, but I still have to be the bad cop. But then sometimes when he's the bad cop, I'm like, maybe you could have been less of a bad cop. I don't know. It's just complicated. And then I feel it as though I should have more of a say because I'm with the kids more. And I feel like I understand them more. Yeah. And I parent more. I don't know if this makes sense, but I'll say to him, you have less time with the kids, so you're not allowed to get as frustrated with them when they're misbehaving. And maybe I shouldn't say that, because I try to look at it like, make the time you have with them as positive as possible.
I like that idea. I think that's a good philosophy. I think that's everybody's goal and wish, but there are days when they're just so incredibly frustrated, and plus we're imperfect people, so people have bad days ourselves.
Absolutely.
But I agree with you. I'm at the point now where if you're in a mood, I do not want you around.
No.
I want you to show up. I want you to show up happy. I want you to show up happy, positive, with a smile on your face. Yeah, and if you need a minute to reset, go in the other room.
Absolutely.
Take deep breaths. Yeah. Because nobody wants that. Yeah. But we are human, but people need to go and reset. Just, take a time out, like what we instruct our kids to do.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Sorry for the abrupt exit. Multitasking here because we're moms. I'm back. I agree with that. I often say, if you are annoyed or frustrated, go out for a minute. Go out for 10 minutes. Say to me you need an hour. I don't want that negative energy around for the limited time that we have.
Agree.
I don't want it. I'd rather have that time, that hour or two, and do it myself.
I agree with you completely.
Right.
It's challenging.
But I think in most relationships, that just becomes such a big argument, because I don't think I have ever met a couple who say, we're on the same page about parenting, about everything. And if they say that, then they're probably lying.
Yeah, and I want to meet these awesome people who have it all figured out. And that's you guys. Share your tips, because we could definitely learn from it.
Because I would think that has to be a big source of argument for all of you in your relationships. And maybe not argument, maybe some couples handle it differently. But this has to be something that is so relatable, because nobody agrees on everything.
No, and
with parenting.
Right, and I think you have to find safe grounds to be all of who you are and all of yourself with your partner when you're talking. If you didn't speak for 10 days, that tells me that you were pretty pissed off, and him probably, hold on, let me start again, we can edit this. So that tells me that you guys were pretty pissed off, and perhaps rightfully so. I mean, you have your feelings, and so does he, but you have to kind of develop safe grounds for you guys to both be yourselves. Like, once the kids are asleep, and maybe not during the week, never, ever, ever have an argument in the morning. I'm a big believer in that. Just save it for later. Like at night when things are calmer, just talk. This is why you hurt me. And it's going to be a hard conversation to have. And this is what I want to do with parenting. This is why I don't like what you said. This is how it came across. I think you need to have those safe grounds to have raw, real feelings and get it out and be yourself. And I'm not talking super aggressively, because, I think it's important to have good emotional control. I think you need to be really communicative, be honest when the timing's right. Check-ins.
Yeah, I'm also a big believer, and maybe we've spoken about this before, because I think you once said this to me. I was like, oh, we argued in front of the kids. I felt badly. And maybe you were the one that said it, is that it's okay to have discussions like that in front of your kids.
Disagreements.
They see disagreements and then they see resolve.
In resolution, yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's super important.
I think you were the one that said that.
I learned that from Sandra Bullock, who was on something on Instagram, and she was like, why would you hide that from your kids? It's important for them to see the people that I love most, who are my safe place, can have disagreements, have resolution, and still go on and be happy.
Exactly.
I think it's a really important message to send.
Right. But I think that there's a difference between having a disagreement or a bit of a heated discussion in front of your kids and then having a fight.
Yeah.
So that's something, in my opinion.
You do have to shelve things for
exactly.
later.
And we're all human. We've had fights in front of our kids that when they're done, I'm like, I am so upset at myself for having that fight in front of my kids. They didn't need to hear that. We could have tabled it. We could have discussed it later. And it's, like you said, we're human. We're not perfect. It's going to happen. But that is something I really try when I am really angry or he's really angry, that this discussion occurs when the kids are asleep, when we have alone time or anything like that. But when it's just discussions and conflict that you feel is appropriate in front of your kids, I think that's okay.
I think
and
so
they still
too.
see that you love each other after. That
yeah,
you
and hug it out.
And then you hugged it out. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want your kids to think that there's no such thing as conflict or disagreements in a relationship, right?
Yeah, I think it's important.
I think us also as women, sometimes we could be a bit nitpicky about things, and sometimes we're not. I'll just say for myself, I can be nitpicky about things.
I don't feel I am.
I feel like I am. Not a lot, just here and there. But there's also a line between giving your spouse or your significant other advice versus are you trying to change them as a person and not accept them as a person. So where's the line between that?
Yeah,
right?
That's really good.
You don't want them to feel
or label them.
There's
like a personality disorder. You must have autism. You must have this.
Right.
You must, because
so are you
they're not
assuming
feeding
that like that's something?
No,
that
I know that that's something that occurs.
Like that women say to their husbands.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I'm a little old school. I think it's important to you must, because you are like this, it must equal that.
Right. No, I don't do that. And I would never do that. I would never say because of X, Y, and Z, you are X, Y, and Z. And I'm not trying to change you as a person. But the person receiving that might have a hard time looking at it. They might think, are you trying to change me? Are you not accepting me for who I am? Or are you just giving me advice and good suggestions about things? And it's hard because you're saying it matters how you say it, and it matters how the person takes it. So that also can cause a whole snowball effect.
I think, just like an aside, like I do know somebody who told me their husband's doing this, and I do think he's schizophrenic. She might have her own reasons for it. Like, and he might, I don't know if he has it, but he doesn't feel like he has it, and so.
Right. But that's a big leap. This is a suggestion, and you need to do it, and then it's like labeling you with a mental disorder.
Right, and then telling people about it.
Right. So that's one other side that's very drastic.
Did I really respect somebody and their feelings? And I think it takes a lifetime to really master that, because I think if you're a good person, then you do care about how you treat people, and
Absolutely.
I think it just comes with time. But I will say one thing that you said that I think is really important is how you respond. I think it's 90% of life at this point.
Absolutely.
You know, you get criticism all the time, you get feedback all the time,
Absolutely.
Especially from your partner. There's different levels, different degrees of how the conversation can heighten. And at the end of the day, I think if you respond well, thanks, I'll keep that in mind, or I'll take that into consideration, then that's all that needs to be said.
Right, exactly.
But most people, I think, have a hard time responding to things.
You have to also pick and choose what you
say.
Oh my God, those are my cats fighting. I'm not kidding. Those are my cats fighting.
Wait, which ones?
The two girls.
That
happens
like
every day, multiple times a day.
The safari.
I know. I don't even flinch anymore.
It's like jungle stuff
jungle
back
cats.
there.
They're both women, and they clearly agree with what we're talking about. So I think it's just the question of what you say, how you say it, what you choose to say, and then just remembering
it's a mastered craft.
It's a mastered craft.
Yeah.
But you did mention earlier, which is really important to remember. I think that when you're both saying stuff and calling each other out, you have to look at it as though you care so much about your kids. And that's why you're saying things. So clearly you're both just trying to do the best for your kids and caring for them and loving for them. And at the end of the day, you're going to get into fights, disagreements, all of that shit. But if your end goal is just making sure that your kids feel loved and are well brought up, then that's something you have to just try to remember through all the shit that you go through as parents.
No, 100%.
That's what I think. And we're interested to know where your disagreements come from, how you handle them, how do you take criticism, how does your significant other take criticism?
That's a good one.
We want to hear your stories. We want you to share your stories. And we want to share them once we read them and just be able to give more feedback into all of this.
Oh, definitely. And stay tuned for our hotness journey.
Yeah.
Hot Girl
Summer. We want you on our Hot Girl Summer with us. So keep us posted on your Hot Girl Summer journey.
Absolutely.
Jojo and Mel.
Bye, girl. So that was a super good one.